What's up, gamers? Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon 1 in Bloodmoon difficulty bosses walkthrough. This time around, I'm not bringing you just a boss, I am bringing you the Darkest Dungeon itself. Yes, I've reached that point where I can safely go to the Darkest Dungeon. I have the heroes I want in my roster, I have the upgrades that I want, and after we deal with the darkest dungeon, we're gonna finish the rest of the bosses and we're gonna finish the courtyard. Like I said in the intro video, we're going after the countess in this playthrough, so I'm gonna play until I reach her and kill her. Now, let's let's go to the darkest dungeon number 1. The darkest dungeon consists of 4 dungeons, each harder than the previous one. So you start with a small one, like actually a medium one, yeah, a medium one, and then you go into larger dungeons. Now for this first one, I want a mana Tarms. Let's see who we will recruit here. He's steady. You want to have good quirks, of course, because it is the final challenge of the game, and you want to have good quirks. So he's steady. It's very good because the creatures there give us a lot of stress. Oh, this guy is very, very good. Yeah. And this one, Farewell Fighter, Spiritual, Fated. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this guy because he has Gifted, Balanced, Unwielding, Photomania, and Slugger. I mean, if I could lock these two, I would do so as well. Okay, here's the mana terms. Next you want a highwayman. I have only one. Normally I have 2 highwaymen in my roster, but I lost one during this campaign. He died in a champion dungeon, unfortunately, RIP. So I have only one option. But he is good. He has steady and slugger. Pretty good. And Clotter. Clotter actually helps in the first darkest dungeon. So he's alright. He's alright. Now let's grab a Vestal here. Let's grab Eldritch Hater is alright. Evasive good. Balanced very good. But I want balance for the second one. She's an Erin. Nothing special. Photomania, Eagle-Eye, balanced. Imposter Syndrome though. No. Hardskin evasive. Yeah, we'll go with this one who has imposter syndrome. It doesn't matter that much actually. Even if she misses a turn or 2, it's not the end of the world. I like the fact that she has Photomania, Eagle Eye, and Beast Slayer. It's useful for this dungeon. And we want a Jester. Let's see, this guy is nothing special. This guy is good. Very, very good. And this guy is alright-ish. Let's grab the good Jester. Although, no, we won't grab this guy. I want to use him in the next dungeon, so we'll grab this one. Okay, let's see if they have their skills updated. This guy's full, this guy's full, this guy needs level up. Weapons, I see that only the Jester needs weapons, that's good. And I have free treatment ward here, so bear with me a little bit. I need to clear out some stuff. Alright. Now we just give them trinkets and we're good to go. The Vestal as usual, the healing ones. The Jester wants the Martyr Seal for extra hit points and something for damage, I will decide later. Highwayman needs Focus Ring, Man at Arms needs Focus Ring, plus speed. Highwayman. Eldritch Slaying, always solid one. In Darkest Dungeon, every enemy is Eldritch. And the Jester can go with this, with Ancestor's Pen. Critical for melee skills and damage melee skills. Very, very nice. So our task here is to kill the Shuffling Horror, whatever that is. We want 12 food. There are no obstacles in the Darkest Dungeon, so no use for shovels. And the venom is not useful. We'll grab all the bandages, all of them, because they give us a lot of bleed. Let's grab one stack of herbs, one stack of holy water, and then torches. We have no vampires, so no need for blood. And let's start this, shall we?
Once again, the stars are right, and the manor sits at the very epicenter of cosmic unrest. Cultists rally to their twisted idols, and great gongs sound in anticipation of the coming sacrifices. Far below, life-laden shadows pulse to the unrelenting rhythm of a beating heart.
Okay, let's talk about the comp a little bit. Why I bring this comp? It's because of the horror, the Shuffling Horror, the boss of this area. What this Shuffling Horror does, it's like a Shambler, but it does not spawn tentacles as we are used to. Instead, every round he shuffles our group. So I want to have heroes that are capable of doing damage from any position. And the Jester is not able to do, actually he is, but he's a bit inefficient damage dealer. The reason why I bring a Jester is because of the rest of the dungeon gives you a little bit of stress, so I want to clear stress on my heroes whenever I can. And this ability that I told you about is called Undulations, and it deals minimum damage to the group but shuffles them. So I set up Riposte and Retribution, and I counterattack the Shuffling Horror as well for extra damage per round. That's the whole idea before this comp.
The creature fattens itself on your failures.
Let's stress heal a little bit there.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Now, Riposte and Retribution are also useful for the rest of the dungeon because there will be enemies that attack the first two positions. So counter-attacking is very useful.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
There's the enemy I was talking about, the Cultist Priest. He will attack both of these positions. Or one. Yeah. The finger does massive damage and stress. And then he has another ability called Deathless, which will attack both of these spots for low damage, but it will give stress. Thankfully we killed him before he had the second turn. Let's get rid of the guy that heals them and guards them. He's a bit annoying. The bleeds that they give you here are really nasty. As you can see, he takes 12 damage per round, so that's where we want to use the bandages. That's why we brought a lot of bandages here. Or as many bandages as we could get, really. Okay, let's guard.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
They're getting quite lucky with the criticals. Usually they don't crit that much.
Be wary. Triumphant pride
Now this
precipitates
dungeon is predetermined. It's always the same. I prefer to go from the bottom. I think you encounter less enemies that give you stress if you go from the bottom, and you want that. You don't want to encounter these witches in particular. They do a lot of stress, like more than 20 stress per spell. So we want to kill them quickly. Fate's Reveal is the stress one. Let's see, 18. Yeah, it's quite high stress, really. We need to avoid that. And that's why we have the Jester into play here.
the wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
We sniped here really well. Now the Jester on the next round is gonna stress heal the man at arms, of course. If he survives, because it looks like they like to crit a lot today.
How quickly the
Yeah,
tide turns.
they like to crit. This is not gonna be fun. It's one of those days where the RNG is not in our favor.
Destroyed. Well struck. Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Those crits really hurt us, as you can see. Our health is very low. Okay, this is the part of the dungeon where you want to camp. If you camp here, you will not keep the buffs for the Shuffling Horror, but in my experience, you do not really need the buffs for the Shuffling Horror. You actually need the buffs for this next fight that we're gonna have in our hands soonish.
Huddled together. Furtive and vulnerable.
Also, do not bother with Bandit Sense or Sanctuary. You cannot get ambushed in the darkest dungeons. So that's very nice. So you use 4 more respite points in total. We will go with Unparalleled Finesse, Tactics, and maintain equipment for more damage.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
I should have brought more food, actually. And that's a terrifying fight, as you can see. 3 cultist priests is a lot. It is a lot of enemies. So we need the buffs, we need tactics, and we need damage to kill them before they harm us. Okay, they spend all of their attacks on my man at arms. I'm getting really worried here. Doesn't look like I will finish this dungeon. Looks like I'm gonna fail. Let's get one of them out of the picture.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Okay. We keep going south. I will deal with the brawler here first, if I can, because my front row is really hurt.
A powerful blow. The ground quakes.
What I can do here is I can use Dark Stab on the priest and hopefully snipe him. Dark Stab bypasses the guard, and I did it. That was very useful. We can heal up now.
A momentary abatement. This expedition at least promises success.
Okay, we go east. Now, the road here separates in east and north. We're going north, even though I said we go always south and east. This time we will go north because in this particular room there is treasure. There is a battle and then there's treasure. So we want that. Hopefully the counterattacks will kill this guy. There we go. Let's heal up. Now it's time to kill the witch.
Masterfully executed. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
And we got an ancestor's handkerchief. Not that useful, but it's there. Okay, we continue east now. And we are very close to the boss actually.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted. And
This is the last battle where we will have buffs.
a decisive pummeling.
Nice. This creature here, the malignant growth as it is called, is very dangerous.
On the brink, facing the abyss.
It's very dangerous because A, it does a lot of damage, and B, it stuns.
A devastating blow.
Usually I don't have this much trouble in the first dungeon. Like I said, it's one of those days where the darkest dungeon will kill you. I feel it. I really feel that we're gonna... If we don't kill them quickly, they're just gonna crit us over and over again. I feel that way.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle. As victories mount, so too will resistance.
There's one more battle left, and then it is the boss, I think. Yep. And they have 2 witches here.
Inspiration and improvement.
Finally, they attacked something else than the man-at-arms of the highwayman. Okay, the highwayman stress is kinda high,
Success so clearly.
but the boss does not really give us stress, I think.
Trick of the light. The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Okay, time to deal with the Shuffling Horror. It's what we're here for. Kill it. Let's go. And there's the boss. He also has a priest as a spawn in the 4th spot. Let's start with Battle Ballad, why not? We will ignore the priest. We will focus everything on the Shuffling Horror. And let's set up Retribution, set up Riposte. Lacerate is its main damage ability, the other one is Undulations. There we go. It's gonna shuffle us. We have to move the Jester in the front here so that the Vestal can heal up. Buff.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Like I said, bandages and holy water very useful for this fight and dungeon in particular.
A momentary abatement.
So as you can see, even though it shuffles us, it doesn't hurt us. You want to avoid bringing classes here that suffer from being shuffled, like Leper or Crusader or I don't know what else really. Plague Doctor as well, because Plague Doctor cannot do a lot of stuff in the first and second position. So you want to bring flexible characters. Bounty Hunter is good, Abomination is good. Houndmaster you want to avoid because he might end up in the first position as well. Hellion is good. But like I said, this setup helps a lot because of the riposte abilities. Should die now. And we have to kill the priest as well. We got the second useless trinket from the... yeah, this boss is a sampler. So it drops one of the 5 unique trinkets. I wasn't very lucky in this campaign. I found the sampler only 2 times. And I got 2 of the trinkets. One was useless, the other was the healing scroll, thankfully. And this is the second useless one. So the good trinkets, I probably won't get them. It is the map and the candle. And I don't think that there's a way of getting them right now. Okay, let's return to the hamlet. We got 15,000, that was very good. 18 crests. And these talismans of the flame, I will explain those on the next video. They are useful for the second darkest dungeon. So, let's end the video here. Thank you for watching. Hope that I helped you a little bit in your quest of family's redemption. And I will see you on the next one, people. Have fun.